Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So tonight's question is Thomas Holt's relationship over? Is Thomas and Holt's relationship over on the Bold and Beautiful? Did Thomas just sit there and say, you know what, you're not worth it, and I don't have to sit there and waste one more millisecond with you? Or do you think he's going to go back to him? See, I don't like to use the word simping too much, but do you think he's gonna go back to waiting on her hand and foot and be like, I'll just wait for a little bit longer and continue to sit there and just wait and wait and wait until Hope is finally ready to sit there and say yes? Or do you think he's gonna be like, you know what? I don't need to sit there and put up with this BS any longer and just decide to do the smart thing and walk away? That is the question of the night. Now, we understand that all the soaps, just to be very clear, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. Um, okay, so as you're coming in, make sure you do hit the like button. Really does actually help. Some music. I'm waiting. Let's find some music. Let's find some music. If you are not a member, hit the join button. I got a members video I'm going to be putting out tonight right after I do this live stream, just to kind of talk about some stuff. Um, so much lo-fi music that they have on the internet. It's always very interesting to find. Okay. Black Maz in the chat, how you doing tonight? Autumn's in the chat, how you doing tonight? Autumn says, Albert, Trina was really annoying me today. Like, girl, Jason didn't shoot your father because Jason was even in Port Charles when Curtis got shot. Curtis doesn't believe Jason did it. Why should you? Now, yes, we are going to be sitting there talking about Trina, and I did sit there and well, I'll sit there and say this now. If you're a Springer fan, just make sure when you come in, do not sit there and take this, what the comments is that they're saying, too seriously. We are here to have a good time. Um, I know specifically how the Springer fans tend to get. So I'm glad to hear that, Black Mon. Glad to hear that. And we did talk about, so I'm glad you had a good time. Thank you, Francis. Thank you. It was about time. I appreciate that, Francis. Thank you. Lashanta's in the chat. How are you doing tonight? Now, I did sit there and say that I was going to go in on Trina, but let's be very clear about something, because I'm going to go in on Trina tonight. Laura B is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Cherry Ice Cream's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. I was actually pretty light. If you saw my review, I was actually pretty light on Trina, and yeah, she did irk me. Okay, she did irk me, and she will get the rod just like everyone else. No one is spared the rod. No one. And that goes for all four soap operas, including five soap operas next year. But as far as four soap operas go, no one is spared the rod. Here's the thing. Even let's just sit there and say Autumn for the sake of argument. Trina doesn't know Jason, right? So maybe Jason did it, maybe Jason didn't do it. My question is, why are you coming at Jocelyn like that? Why are you coming at Jocelyn like that? Because that attitude was not necessary. I was like, boo, you can go. You can sit there and be gone. LaShanta says Nikki's done calling 911. Jordan needs to get freed. Yep, that's right, LaShanta. And why not? We're gonna be talking about that as well. Because Heather came across looking stupid as hell. My goodness, did this woman come across looking dumb as hell? Oof. Like I said, tonight we're gonna be sitting there talking about more. Queen of the South, how is my queen doing tonight? It is always a blessing to see you. Always a blessing to see you. So I hope you are well. It's good to see you. Terry Scream says, I'm very happy that the Reddit addressed the issue of grieving. Yes. The Shanta says, I like Heather. Well, LaShanta, just no, do not take my words personally. Big Nate is in the chat. What's good, my guy? You know, honestly, tell you the truth, for the most part, they were actually good. All four of them was good. Even Dave's, was good. Dave's could have been better, but I would sit there and say it was good. LaShanta says, "What happened on GH? Trina came across as a dumbass. um, but you can always watch my review, though. Of course, you're not gonna ask how the Queen is doing. Listen, Queen of Stuff. Every time I see you, I'm very happy. Warner says Steffi had a lot of points today. Thomas just needs to walk away from Hope because Hope's not serious about Thomas. Steffi's like, you need to move on. And Thomas is like, oh, but I love her. Yeah, he's still on that BS. Yes, and I agree with that. Gloria, how are you doing tonight? It is good to see you. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Francis says Heather and Danny are annoying, so is Christina. Just can't wait until Christina and Danny leave town. I'm with you. I am with you, Francis. Okay. And Phyllis, of course, comes across as this weirdo. Is she pulling fire alarms now? Like, really? This is what we're doing now? We're pulling fire alarms? You know, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, you are correct about that, Lashonda. I really sat there. I was like, Brooke, you are out of pocket. I know she's sitting there trying to defend her daughter, but you are wrong. You are out of pocket. Think about GH, and just to kind of quickly go back to GH, the way that they're writing characters, so many of them are out of pocket. Yeah, some of these characters are out of pocket. But yes, Brooke is definitely out of pocket. I'm like, oh, maybe Thomas just needed to sit there and respect Hope in her timeline. He's been doing that. That's exactly what Rich said. Like, what are you talking about, Brooke? Ronnie Ryan is so fake about he forgave John, even Marlena and Patch wasn't buying it. That's right, Ron. Ladies and gentlemen, Ron, my jester, my jester has arrived. Ida, it is also good to see you again. Oh, of course, Ashanta. She don't care about Tom. That's why whenever she talks to Tom, she just comes across as so fake. Yes, Ida is in the chat. It's good to see you again. Yes, today was actually a good day for the soaps. Even Days was firing some good cylinders. And I mean, granted, I can't take anything that Teresa says seriously because of the actress, but Teresa came across looking really dumb, if we're going to be honest. Lorby says, I disagree. Albert Thomas is not respecting the host timeline. Okay, well, we can agree. We can respectfully agree to disagree. Because yes, I do understand where you're coming. See, this is my whole thing. I can understand where you're coming from because Hope did sit there and say from jump, she's not ready, right? So I agree with you on that to an extent. But then I sit there and I look at it. Hope is like, I still want a relationship. It's not fair for Hope to sit there and keep Thomas around if Thomas wants something that Hope doesn't. That's the problem. She's like, I still want a relationship with him. You should want him to be happy. What's good, Johan? Johan, you ever heard of a guy called Johnny Somalian? Lashot just says Brooke keep telling Hope Thomas was unstable and dangerous. it's not like it. It's not like he doesn't have a pass. Ron says, Albert glad that everyone is there for John, but Constantine is a fake. He's a punk. Oh, he's a punk. Yeah. See, again, this whole John thing, like, I said the same thing. Yes. I, I honestly tell you, the truth, Francis, this is exactly what this is the part where I can't get past on days, right? I can't get past the fact that John wants to turn himself in for something he don't even know if he did, and I can't get past the fact that Kristen once again is being obsessive with with Brady. Like, how long have we been doing this whole Kristen obsessed with Brady crap? Like, I haven't even watched it that long, and already I'm kind of over it. Anna says if Hope didn't want to marry Thomas at all, she should have gotten involved with him in the first place. Because remember, after that, Liam and Hope blew up. She was right to Thomas. She went right to Thomas and Hope in his bed. See, and that's the thing, Autumn. See, this is what I'm saying. Laura B and you are right, right? Like both of y'all are right. Y'all both right. This is exactly what I'm just saying. Like two things can be true at the same time. Francis says way too long with Kristen and Brady. Way too long with Kristen obsessing over Brady. Like I was watching it a couple years ago when she was really obsessed with Brady, trying to get Chloe out the way. I'm like, come on, bro. This is just old at this point. And thank you, Blackmon. Thank you, Blackmon. Yes, make sure you do hit that like button. We got practically 30 people in the chat. So if you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button because it really does actually help. Where are we with the likes? Okay. Okay. We got 8. We got 8. And what's good, Duan? And Lobby says, Hope never said she didn't want to marry. She just is not ready. Yeah, geez, she just got out of her marriage to Liam. See, and that's the thing, Laura B, right? This is the thing, Laura B, is that you're not wrong, right? She just got out of a marriage. She doesn't want to sit there and rush into something else, right? And so, yes, I can respect. We can. I can see where you're coming from, right? But then you also have to sit there and see where Thomas is coming from as well, because it's not this relationship isn't just about Hope; it's about Thomas as well. You know, that's the problem. Because, like I said, Laura. To be fair, Lashanta, Laura B is right, but you are right as well. Okay, because she just got out of a relationship, but you can't sit there and even his thing, even if Hope is not meaning to string him along, she's still doing that. That's the thing. Whether that's her intentions or not, she's doing that. As a grown adult, you need to sit there and be more responsible. But that's what I'm saying. As a grown adult, you have to sit there and be responsible because you have to sit there and put somebody else's feelings there as well. You sit there and say you love him. If you love him, then prove that. Right? It says Hope said I won't allow it. Yes, I said the same thing. Ron says, what the F is Hope talking about? She won't allow it. She needs to shut her damn. Okay, all she is doing is stringing him along. Now it's a little kind of strong, but yes, Ron does have a point. Unintentionally or not, you're still doing that. Anna says, what made me mad is all the people who really know Jason. You would think they would give him the benefit of the doubt. That includes Sonny, Sam, and Liz. It's like GH are writing these characters terribly. And I agree. I agree. That's why I said then said, Autumn, a lot of people are being out of pocket. That's the thing. Barbie says she would be using him if she was not honest with him and stringing him along. I get that, but here's the thing, though. She still is stringing him along. Yeah, she's sitting there telling him, listen, I don't want to be more than just what we are. But if you know this guy actually has strong feelings, is that's what I'm saying, Laura B. It's like you're not wrong, right? And Laura B, you're not wrong. See, I can look at both sides, and I can look at Thomas and Hope, and I can sit there and say they're both not wrong. But ultimately, this relationship needs to stop. That's for damn sure. You know, somebody has to be the bigger person. Is either Thomas needs to walk away, or Hope needs to sit there and put an end to their relationship. That's just what it comes down to. Okay, well, like I said, Lobby, we can agree to disagree. Autumn says Hope should not have gotten involved with Thomas right away when she should still was healing from her marriage to live and giving herself time to process that loss and not hop into Thomas' bed. I agree. Dave, what's good? I'm doing well. How you doing, my friend? Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right, Shanta. Gemini, what's good? Thank you, Gemini. I appreciate that. It's good to see you again, Gemini. Glad to hear that, Dave. Glad to hear that. And Gemini, you've been missed in the chat, so have you, Dave. Um, what's good, Spencer? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Lord B. I'm really taken back by Jason's storyline. And Autumn says, "But do you think Michael and Willow should tell what they know about Jason?" I feel like if they don't, it's going to wind up being worse. So yeah, I think they probably should at this point, Autumn, because eventually they're going to find out it's better for them to come clean first. Ron says, Albert, I was laughing when Kristen was telling Brady about Alex being a father figure. And yeah, exactly, right. Because here's the thing. This is another thing that Kristen does. Kristen will stoop to any level to get with Brady. Even use their child to sit there and get to Brady. Like it's like there's no line that she won't sit there and sing. Gemini says, "What is GH really doing with Jason?" And Jason sat at the writers' table and came up with the story. He really? Hmm. When what that happened, or was that the previews? The champion? I don't know. Um, like I said, things are just crazy today, and you know, somebody I sat there and I said, yeah, he said he sat there. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Lashanta says, I can't believe everyone believed Jason did this. Yeah, Queen Jess is in the chat. What's good, Jess? Ron, because she's immature, that's fine. Queen Jess is in the chat. Spencer says it's so stupid that Trina is literally blaming Jason for shooting Curtis while she has no proof that he did it or not. She's giving Jocelyn the cold shoulder because of it. It's silly. Well, that was pretty nice of you to say, but yeah, I was just going to say it's stupid, but yes. Um, yeah, like I said, Trina, here's the thing. I can give Trina a pass because here's the thing. She didn't sit there and say Jason did it. She said that Jason could have done it. See, I gotta sit there and remember Trina doesn't know Jason like Jocelyn does. So, in her eyes, it's a possibility. My issue is the way that she came at Jocelyn. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that. Ooh, I already know it, but it's nice to sit there and actually see her say it. Yes, I knew she was gonna piss you off today. See, and again, I didn't like the way she was coming at Joss because it was completely unnecessary. What's good, Freddie? I'm like, boo, you need to sit there and seek a therapist. Now, somebody in my comment section was like, well, why would you go to therapy seeing what happened to Marshall? I'm like, so what are you gonna sit there and do? Do nothing and just hope that the feelings go away? You need to sit there. Exactly, Duane. Gemini says Trina said Jason could have done it, and she is correct because Jason would rather shoot Curtis than Sonny or Anna. And just as she walked in there with all that attitude and talking about what a man she does not know would do. Exactly. That was my issue, Jess, because my whole thing is like she went to go meet Stella, but I'm like, well, why would you go to Kelly's if you know you're gonna run into Jocelyn? Or you could have ran into Jocelyn. And I understand that maybe she thought that Jocelyn wouldn't be there, but if her mom owns it, there's a possibility that she can be there. So why would you even sit there and go there and then be all like, "Oh, you're there?" Like, yes, stupid, she's there. Like, what are you talking about? CJ Love was good. Ron says, but did you see how Melina was looking at Constantine when he was saying, I forgive you and don't go to Greece? I'm like, this fool is up to something. Yeah, I I don't know. I hope that it God damn it. I hope that this story gets better. That's what I would say, Ron. Because it's pretty stupid right now. Just says, and I'm like, why avoid Josh and give her attitude over what you think Jason did? She really tried. Yeah. Yep. Jess, here's the thing. When I sat there and I did my review and I gave Trina smoke, I knew somebody was going to sit there. Um, I knew somebody was going to sit there and give me a dislike. And my whole thing, I literally sat there, I was like, yo, listen, I usually go much harder on characters. I was light on Trina. I really was. Francis said Jason talked with Anna tomorrow. Hopefully, he tells Anna what he was forced to do for John. I hope so too, but I doubt it. Yeah. I mean, CJ Love, it's a process, and at least she's starting the process. I really sat there was like, you need to sit there and start therapy. Darby was good. My whole thing is, what another thing that actually pissed me off, and I know there's gonna be people just as she was really annoying today, and I don't even care about Spencer. Oh goddamn, Jess is going in tonight. Ooh, honestly, tell you the truth, Ron, I didn't even. I mean, it's smart of her because she knows not exactly to trust Constantine. The problem is this story is so dumb that I just hope it moves forward into a better direction. Here's okay. Here's my whole other thing about Trina that's annoying me. Just as she gave that long speech over those. Oh goddamn, Jess is not done yet. Ooh, that's why I said CJ Love. I said that from the beginning. People seem to act like she just need a hugging to keep it going. Just as she gave that long speech over that stone hat, like who gives an F? Oh goddamn, Trina was really trying your patience today. And okay, what really bothers me, and I'm gonna sit there and say this. So she's upset, and she's like, Tom, why are you calling Jason the deadbeat? First of all, Tom, I didn't call Jason the deadbeat father. But how are you doing tonight? So how about we start off with that? Um, how about we start off with hi and how are you doing? But my whole thing that bothers me about this whole Trina thing is I'm like, boo, what happened to your forever dad? When was the last time you talked about him? You're all sitting there talking about how, oh, he could have shot my dad, this, that, and the third. I thought what you call it was your forever dad. Did we just forget about Tiger? Was he somewhere drinking under a bridge or something? I mean, I'm glad that they have a closer relationship. But when she was giving Josh attitude, talking about, oh, yes, and that's another. Thank you. That's another person that got on my damn nerves today was Jake, being all pissy with Aiden. I'm like, bro, if you don't calm your little self down and go sit in the corner somewhere, that's what I'm wondering too. What the am I listening to? Just as it would be a privilege for someone like Jason to even shoot Curtis, Trina needs to get off her high horse. Woo. Tom says Danny and Jason had a wonderful relationship thanks to Sam. Like, what the am I listening to? Freddie says Laura might want to get rid of the tombstone when her grandson returns. That was just a waste of her money. He's just missing. Yes. I hate when they do that in these shows. I hate when they do that in these shows, though. Like they did it with Sunny. Gemini says, please tell me Jason is going to be a hard ass, not talk hello, you're being blackmailed or something. Maybe. Tom says, my bad. AB, hello, Albert. I just started watching your channel. Well, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. It's all good, Tom. I mean, granted, I'm not the one that sat there and said that Jason's a deadbeat. Um, but I appreciate you coming in. So thank you. Um, Tom, how long you been watching during the hospital for? Ron says, Albert, Phyllis is so effing childish and disgusting. Look how she's acting. Yeah, that was definitely stupid. That was definitely childish. I do agree with that, Ron. Darby says, "Oh, that one day a year when Jason pried himself off Carly's blank to spend times with." uh, See, I wouldn't put things that Jason's a deadbeat, but I do feel like he used to prioritize Carly and Jason's kids more than his own kids. Tom says Liz started all this from day one when she wanted to keep the secret about Jake. That's true. Freddie says Trina is anything you should know Jason better than he saved you and Cam's life when your other dad, Tacker, was shot at. I forgot about that. Just says I give Jake a pass because you really didn't know him. That's true. But he was still kind of annoying. And that's true as well, Jess. Gemini says I have to give GH a break because it was all hype for Jason to come back, and this is the story. Make it make sense. Well, here's the thing, Lord B. I heard it's also illegal. I mean, yes, Lord B, it was very childish, but I heard it's also illegal now, too, from what I understand. I thought the Washed Up Rockstar was gone. I'm not gonna lie to the shop. When I saw them still on the episode, I was very disappointed, to put it mildly. I was very disappointed. I really sat there. I was like, this episode's good so far. And then I saw them and I was just like, well, Gemini, we can agree to disagree on that. Tom says early '80s. No, my children would like to live back in the day. Yes, Tom. See, that was the first show that I used to watch was One Life to Live. I used to love that show. But you're old school. You've been watching it since the '80s, though. So that's what's up. Hmm. Lashanta says Jake believed Charlotte lying blank, and Anna shot her on purpose. That's true. Oh, I'm sure he was. I'm sure he was. All My Children is my number one show. Tom, my dad used to watch soap operas, and actually, he used to watch All My Children. His character was Erica Kane. Yeah, unfortunately, I kind of have to. Yeah, that's very true, Francis. Here's the thing: Erica Kane was one of those characters that you just knew. Like, even though I didn't watch All My Children, I knew who Erica Kane was. Like, I knew who Victor Newman was, even though at the time I didn't used to watch The Young and the Restless. But Erica Kane is an iconic character. Erica Kane is somebody that everybody in this chat pretty much knows who Erica Kane is. Even if you never watched All My Children, she's that iconic. Yep. My parents used to love watching that show. If I was sick, I was watching All My Children. Amazing, gorgeous Queen Janice in the chat. How are you doing tonight? It is good to see you. Freddie says at least Michael, Josh, and Carly know Jason would never shoot Dante. I'm looking forward of seeing Sam and Sunny look like dummies. Yes, Freddie. Yes. Yep, that's what I said, Tom. Like when I was sick and I had to stay home, it was pretty much watching All My Children. Janet, it is always a pleasure to see you. So thank you for being here. That's good. That's good, Francis. That was my damn soda ad. That's good. See, like I don't want to sit this when I was forced to watch it. When I did watch with my parents, I knew who Adam was. I knew who Stuart was. Oof, Alyssa, how are you doing tonight? Not gonna lie, it's gonna be a little kind of spicy tonight. Susan, how you doing tonight? Tad to Chad was my favorite character. Martin these days. Yep, that is correct. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Alyssa, I enjoyed the Saturday podcast that you was doing with the ladies. Y'all were going in. Autumn says Albert Hope was like, "Oh, I would not allow Steffi to tear me and Thomas." Ridge is like, "You are leading my son on." Host like, "It's not like that." I'm like, yes, yes, I agree, Autumn. No, Alyssa, you did sit there and say it was going to be interesting, and you were damn right about that. Which I did have to ask you questions. I was hoping I was going to catch you this weekend, but I had to ask you some questions about that. Gemini says Erica Kane is definitely an iconic. Yeah, she definitely is a classic. Yeah, she's an icon. Alyssa, I did have to ask you a question about that though. Like, is tag team matches considered a single match in your record? So, like, if you lose a tag team match, is it considered that on your record? Because I know that's one of the things y'all were going back and forth about. And what's good, Susan R? Gemini says Hope needs to be honest. You are using Thomas. Yep, like a like a blank toy. Oh, okay. No, I got you, Alyssa. It just I saw the podcast. I was like, yo, listen. I was like, I got questions. I was like, I got after I finished watching. I was like, yo, I got questions. Gemini says as much as Brooke can't stand Thomas, Hope is the one who is playing with him. Yes. Tom says Al, who was the badass between Adam and Palmer. See, I didn't watch it that much, so I didn't really know that much. Um, I just remember Adam because he was the exact opposite of Story. Like Adam was just he was something else. I didn't watch it that much to know though. Alyssa, yes, if we're including the overall matches, but if it's a single match, it's a completely different record. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, Alyssa, after y'all was there talking about, I was like, I may have to sit there and start watching some of this stuff so I can know what y'all talking about. And Gemini says Palmer was the baddest. Freddie says Nina is about to lose her husband to Ava, and I'm here for it. Messy classic soap drama. I agree with that. And Amber, how are you doing tonight? But Alyssa, in my opinion, it is that's terrible. That terrible take was the most terrible take over since I'm. Yeah, I. Oh, trust me, I know. Trust me, Alyssa. When I knew I was watching it and I knew that you was a fan, that's what I was. That's what I was there for. That's what I was there for because I was like, okay, I want to sit there and see how you're gonna respond. So yes, I was there for that, Alyssa. But nah, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, y'all actually do a really good job. Alyssa, it was hard for me to agree with the trust me, Alyssa, I saw it. I saw the look in your face. I felt the emotion through the screen. But y'all did a great job. So I was entertained, and I don't even really watch wrestling like that. So, and thank you, Gemini. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, make sure you do hit the like button because it really does actually help. I wonder where we are with the likes. Alyssa says the rule is I had to agree, rather I disagree with the take. Thank you, Francis. Thank you. Yes, make sure you do hit that like button. Where are we with the likes? Oh, okay, 16. Okay, so we got 16 likes. So I guess we're up something. Gemini says this chat is growing like a snake plant. Yeah, I'm very happy. But I'm happy that you're having a good time. Alyssa, have fun in the second half. Saved the show because the first half was dry. It was a lack of communication. Well, I gotta sit there and say, y'all always manage to pull off a good show, and it is very difficult. Thank you, Gemini. Yeah, technically we got 41 people now, but I hope you're gonna be okay with this chat though, so because we're going in a little bit on your girl. Freddie says Trina was a little bit rude to Josh, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, however you feel about Jason, don't take it out on your best friend. Thankfully, Josh knows Jason better than that would have never hurt Dante. See that's my whole thing. Like she doesn't know Jason, so I get that part. Joanna says you should probably paste hit the like button to the chop chat. I I would, but I want people to sit there and join the membership thing though, because we're gonna have some. Well, I'm putting out a video tonight for members only. Listen, I didn't know my topic was coming second. That's why I was hesitant and I paused. Well, you handled yourself well. Gemini says Albert knows the snake plant better. The snake plant better. I don't know what that is. I wish I knew what the snake plant was, though. But like I said, Alyssa, you did well, and y'all had a good show. Jay Blue, I missed some days last week. What were people reaction of or thoughts on Dex going to Anna? They were roasting him in the chat. Jay Blue, they were roasting him. They were roasting. Yeah, they were roasting him. They were roasting him minds. They were roasting him and Kyrese's live stream. Gemini says Abba doesn't remember the planned conversation during the live not that long ago. No, I guess it's kind of hard sometimes. You have like talking to like 40 people in the chat. No, you did good though. You did good, Alyssa. So I'm actually looking forward to the next live stream that y'all do. So definitely let me know. Damn, yeah, no, I really don't know. Gemini says Dex is a rat, a snitch. Yes. John says, Aubrey, did you know Carice and Nikisha got passions canceled? Janet, I actually did like YNR today, though. Duan, I'm the one that got passions canceled. Um, but I actually did like YNR today, though, Janet, because Heather really came across like dumb and out of pocket and fake, and I think that was probably the most annoying part. Alyssa. Just on a side note, now I don't watch this channel too much. But there is a channel where there's a girl that specifically talks about Spring. I think she made like 3 videos. And when I saw the chat, when I saw the channel, I thought about you. Deluxe Enterprises says talking about deadbeats, where is Jax? All this stuff going on in Port Charles, and he hasn't come for his daughter. See, that's true. That's true, Deluxe. You know what I'll do, Alyssa? I will message you the link. I'll DM you the link because it's in my YouTube history. So I'll DM you the link. I think you'll actually like it. Yeah, you'll like it. So, welcome, Deluxe. Oh, of course. Alyssa, you know I got you. You know I got you. Yeah, Tiger drinking under a tree somewhere. You know, it actually was good today. You know, it's really crazy, Alyssa. Like I said, I missed it. And I never thought I was actually going to miss either of those two shows. Yes, but what's good, Deluxe? Let's everyone welcome Deluxe. I think you came into the chat before, but you know who else is delusional, Alyssa? Heather. Because she came across as super fake. She was all like, "Oh, how's Maddie doing?" I'm like, you don't care about Maddie. Like, don't walk up to her after what you did and start trying to act like you all concerned. Dibbler says, "I'm glad I'm not the only one who wonder where Tiger is." Somebody has to. Okay, J Blue. Somebody has to. I have to tell you the truth, Law B. I have a feeling it's going to be what you call it. It's going to be Sunny. He's going to be protecting Sunny. I'm good, Amber. How are you doing tonight? Duan says, I started a joke because Kyrie's called me. No, I remember that. I remember that, Duan. Kyrie's was talking about this weekend in a live stream. But, at the end of the day, there can only be one around now. Ron says Phoenix said that they should rename the Bold and the Beautiful Rinse to Repeat because the characters repeat the same sentence every week and he doesn't blame the actors. Well, that's good, Ron. He shouldn't. Lisa, I think Thomas is going to wait for Hope. Unfortunately, I think so too. And it's really funny. I was about to call you Laura B because y'all both have brown icons, but it's good to see you though. Uh, the man of the hour, the one and only, Kyrie's Clark. Alyssa, the last time I checked, I'm pretty sure putting a fire alarm is illegal. And it's really funny. We were just sitting there talking about Kyrie's too. Because we were like, Danny is on the show, so I'm pretty sure Kyrie's is gonna be happy. Hopeful as well with you, my friend. Yeah, and I got you, Freddie. I'm just, my whole thing is, Freddie, I'm just like, can we just get Trina some counseling? Have her have a session with Kevin. Do something. Yeah, she is, Laura B. And I'm pretty sure I might have said this in my review. Let Christine find out. She want, Laura B. Christine's gonna find a way to sit there and put Phyllis under the jail. Pulling a fire alarm is a crime if there's no fire. I'm just saying. But Christine would sit there and get her arrested for jaywalking at this point. Alyssa says Thomas needs to understand that Hope just got out of a marriage, so why they get married? So why are they getting married now? Alyssa, we were talking about that, and my whole thing is both of y'all are right. That's what I said, Jay Blue, because Curtis brought that up once. But I'm like, hmm, I guess I had to fast forward through that. I said that from the beginning. I was like, yo, listen, put this chick. Freddie says I didn't feel her performance. Freddie says, I didn't feel her performance at all. I believe she was trying, but it didn't move me. She was barely shedding tears. Yeah, we still got that problem of her crying. Darby says, I'm glad Phyllis pulled the fire alarm because I couldn't take that crunchy love scene. Um, I can't even answer that, Ron. I couldn't even answer that, Ron. Um, yeah. She is more of an evil and dangerous than my Aunt Jordan. Okay. Hopefully, she get there at some point. Cherry ice cream. I'll say that much because it ain't working. Darby says Phyllis. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that. Just as Lee's Finn has stopped crying, and just FYI, I'm pretty sure just means the bold and the beautiful Finn. Here's the thing. I'll say that as well, Kyrie's not because I like a psychopath, but I do like the fact that they are keeping Jordan around to use her later on instead of just killing her off or just whatever. So I'm happy about that because she does stir up some good stuff for the show. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure Jess meant the Bone the Beautiful Fed. But to be fair, Jess, him crying, him and his poor crying scenes is the least of Finn's problems. His acting is a problem, right? Harriet says, yeah, GH Finn wouldn't cry. That would require actual emotion and interest, which is not that character strong suit. That's exactly what I said, Jess. His crime scenes is the least of his problems. Like literally the least of his problems. Uh, he has his moments. Let's not go that far, Gary. He has his moments. Ryan, my issue was the fact that Sarah seemed like she wanted to push her opinion over Xander's. That's what I had an issue with. Lord B says, I know logically understand why Victor was pissed. Jordan was saved, but I agree with Nikki. She should be as bad as Jordan is. Yeah, I agree with that, Lord B, because I'm like, I want her to suffer. Like, I don't, I feel like her deleting herself is just too easy. Yeah. Well, Alyssa, I know you're not going to like me for saying this, but I feel like I need to sit there and say this. I think they're both on the same level as far as crying. They can't do it. But to be fair, Alyssa, Kabi is a better actor than Finn or than Tanner. So she got that going for her. Lisa says Phyllis is going to end up in the street so she don't stop. That would actually be kind of funny. That'd actually be kind of funny. Um, and Ron has a comment for you, Alyssa. Carrie says Nikki didn't want to get any further on my bad side than she already is. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Like I was, honestly, tell you the truth, Carrie, and I know you're not gonna like me. Just as at least we all agree on Finn. Yeah. Um, like I said, I agree with Claire because Claire was like, "Yo, you should just not call 911. Just let her drink the poison and just be done." So I agree with Claire. I don't know. I would have to look again, but that's just my opinion. You know, I'm glad people like that. That's cool. That's the thing that I can always sit down and look at. I may not always appreciate a certain scene, but I don't knock other people for appreciating it. Lisa said that's a Logan move. See, if you're a GH fan, you would get that reference. Just say, yeah, you wanted more trainer scenes, and yeah, I got them. I was a bit bored. Ron says, Albert, everyone else in the chat, including you, need to start a petition for Jerry Apprentice back on days. Well, Ron, I think that people would have to remember who Jerry Apprentice is. Who Jerry Apprentice is. LaShanta says that Jordan escaped prison, killed people at the jail, Sep, and now plotting again. Amazing gorgeous cat ladies in the chat. Was good. I mean, okay, so here's my whole thing. Johnson is still coming across hella stupid, okay? Because th- this is what I'm sitting there saying. They're writing these characters out of pocket, right? I didn't like how Trina came at Jocelyn. But I also, now Kyrie says, I was very bored, Trina, angry scene today. Take her miserable off my screen. Thank you. Fast forward button. Spencer ain't ish. Oof. Just says, cause she can't. Cause she can what? Was good, Justin. Trina was right today. What exactly? Caroline was good. Well, like I said, listen, we gonna have to agree to disagree with that. And that's the same thing with Justin. Who's good, Justin? Um, Now Kyrie says, "I will always hate Spencer for taking a baby from his loving mother." It is great to see you, Caroline. But yes, um, we can agree to disagree. But like I said, Trina did annoy me today. I'm just gonna keep it real. And I know that's gonna bother you, but she did piss me off. Because I'm like, you get mad at the wrong person. You want to be mad at Jason? You think that Jason did it or not? Fine. But you don't come at her like that. Well, I mean, for me, Alyssa, she was annoying. So, oh, damn. Caroline says, I didn't like Trina today, too. Yeah, unnecessary. Ron says, Albert, where's your Katie Baby Nation coming out? You should start a hashtag or petition. I will one day, Ron. I will one day. I mean, no, and I get that, Jay Blue. I do, I get that. But I'm like, I honestly tell you the truth, at the end of the day, it was out of pocket. I said that, I said that, and I stand by it. And I'm not going to sit there and change things and mix words. But like I said, I'm like, yo, listen, she needs grief counseling. Francis says, why wasn't Annie listening to the 911 call Jason made to? Hmm, I thought she was. Damn. LaShanta says, what happened to innocent to proven guilty? Trina's too judgmental, like Josh too. And Jess says she can grieve. No one's saying she can't, but she was mad at the wrong person. Justin says people are too hard on Jason. Some people are, right? Like Trina said that I don't, like Trina doesn't know Jason. So I can understand that. Her coming at Joss, that was out of pocket. I mean, I get it, Jay Blue, and I'm not sitting there saying you're wrong, but it still annoyed me. Like I'm gonna be honest, it annoyed me. Harry says Adam is better than Claire in every possible way. I'm hoping she's not Wichitoria's daughter. Like I said, Alyssa, is we were gonna be going in on Trina. So Freddie says Trina anger should only be pointed at Esme. She took your boyfriend away. Ron says, I know you would disagree with me, but I think Everett should have stepped. Bro, women ain't doing that. I wouldn't go that far, but I would sit there and say she was definitely out of pocket. Jess says blaming Jason with no proof is crazy. What if that? To be fair, Jess, she didn't blame Jason. She said that he could have did it. She didn't sit there and say that he straight up did it. He said that. I mean, she said that he could have did it. And I understand Trina because she doesn't know what you call it. Thank you, Lord. Yes, 22 likes and 47 people. Hit that like button. Thank you, Lord. It does help. Damn, I can't believe we actually got 47 people. Was good, Rachel? Yes. And I get that. But that's the thing, Rachel. We get that. I get that, you know. But it was still an annoying scene though. Robbie says Trina's exact words was he could have did it. Exactly. She didn't sit there and straight up blamed him. She said that he could have did it, which I understand. But I don't like everyone doubting my Jason. Okay. Jay Blue says it's typical for people to jump to conclusions about Jason. It's typical for people to jump to conclusions about Jason that don't know him. And I understand that. Darby says, damn, both of Elizabeth's sons are bigger than that usually does happen though. But see, that's a Jane Jazz because she doesn't know him. That's true, Caris. That's true. I'll give you that. But like I said, a lot of characters have been out of pocket. A lot of characters. So I, Darby says I can expect that happening to Sam too. That's fair. But and again, I'm gonna sit there and emphasize this. I actually went pretty light on Trina. Like I've went much harder on characters. Ron says Albert EJ is cook. EJ is a crooked. EJ is crooked. Even when Holly tells the truth, he's going to. Yeah, I believe you on that, Ron. I mean, I would sit there and say he's just. I can't think of a better word. Well, I can, but it requires me cursing. So Unfortunately, I can't do that. Unfortunately, I can't do that, um, but just again, Harriet says you're being too nice. Now I got to stream tonight. I'm being too. Yeah, I guess I was being a little bit too nice. Actually, to tell you the truth, I thought I was being pretty harsh. You kind of came in a little bit late. I was actually going a little more hard on Trainer, but I'm just there's just stories that's just not working. Like Kristen being obsessed with Brady for 2 years that I started watching this show, and I'm like, this is just getting old. I don't. It's very hard for me to be invested in any scene with Teresa, but she came across as. But see, that's my thing, Alyssa. How long have you been watching the show where Kristen is obsessed with Brady? Like that's the part to me that's just like, ugh, seriously. Dolometics was good. See, I gotta start calling you Dolly again. I've been calling you Dolometics for way too long. Ooh, huh. Autumn says, Albert, when all is said and done, I feel like Jason, Liz, and Jake need to have a sit down and talk about Jason's past while Jason wasn't around. I agree with that. I agree with that 100% because I think Jake is so out of pocket because he doesn't know his father. Yeah, I heard about that, Dolly. Curry says, why is this? Okay. Curry says, Trina should get all my raps. She should, but I got rage to unleash on Phyllis, Brooke, and Trina and Josh just for kicks. So, okay, so everyone's getting it tonight. Alyssa says, I like Kristen, but they're making her into this desperate woman with fatal attraction, Brady. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's getting kind of old. That's my issue. Deluxe says, poor Charles love Jason and Sunny when they saving the town, but others then they are the worst. Yeah, see, that's something I always had a problem with. Okay, they hate Sunny until they need Sunny. They dislike Sunny until they need Sunny. Derby says, "Who thinks Who thinks Alex and Kristen are hotter together than they're so Albert? Who thinks Alex and Chris are hotter together than uh I I guess. Kyrie says gross. Kristen wants Brady. Brady is a four and will never be anything more. Calais said Josh standing up for Jason but can't or won't stand up for Sonny. And then she's also snipped they getting out of pocket with Dex, like she didn't know what Dex was doing. So like that's like I should tell you, both of them have been annoying me, just in different ways. What's good, Jonathan? Both of them have been annoying me in different ways. Alyssa says Brady isn't that special to go crazy over. The actor isn't that cute anyway. Yeah, but I mean, come on, Alyssa. He's already in a four. Yeah, he kind of is. He kind of is, Gary. So I can't sit there and deny that because of the whole parent stuff. Autumn says, I feel like Jason just needs to put be there for his kids because Jason is loyal to a fault. Jason just needs to bump Carly and Sonny, let them clean up their own messes for a change. Yes. That's why part of me, I mean, even though Jake was annoying, I understood because Jason wasn't there for Jake. He doesn't know Jason. Johnson says Constantine wants to deal with John personally. There's no, oh, of course not. But Jonathan, the fact that he wants to sit there and confess to a crime that he didn't even know if he did is just so stupid. Um, I mean, being that isn't a how you deal Ron, how do you deal with that type of addiction is what is going to define a character, not the fact that he has one doesn't make him special or not special, but how he deals with it does. That's what I would sit there and say about that, Ron. Weird comment. Dolly says, I like Stacey as an actress, but when she took over the part of Kristen, the character really changed. From Eileen Davis's, right? Teresa won Brady at one point. Yes, that's true. Freddie says, even though Jason barely around his own kids, he helps keeps you and your family safe. And this week, Sonny's gonna say, I don't owe Jason nothing. And then, Freddie, watch he's not there trying to look out for Sonny. Watch that deal is about Jason trying to protect Sonny. When Sonny doesn't even deserve that level of loyalty from Jason. Rashanta says, oh, we'll pass Jake off Lucky. Well, that would actually mean that Lucky would actually have to be like, the sad thing is, Lashanta, is that they made Lucky into the one thing that he never wanted to be, like his father. I know that Aiden goes over there to see sees Lucky and stuff like that, but in some ways, I still feel that Lucky is an absentee dad, if we're going to be honest. Yeah, I understood where Jake was coming from too, Jay Blue, because he doesn't know Jason. Jason always prioritized Carly and Sonny's kids more than his own. Lux says, wasn't Jake out? Yes. Yes, he was. Johnson says, John can't remember Everett, can't remember who else in Salem is having memory problems. That's a really good question. Is anyone else actually having it? I think there's just those two, right? Well, so is Jason. So is Jason what? Happy night, Jay Blue. Well, of course not, Ron. But I mean, again, this is the thing that Kristen does. Kristen will sit there and literally stoop to any level and use her child to sit there. Lobby said, I don't like it either. Albert Lucky was a good father until they decided he wasn't. Exactly. And maybe it's a budget reason why they couldn't have, um, eh, I don't know. I don't know about that, Kyrie's. But yeah, for whatever odd reason, they didn't like budget reasons or whatever. But I mean, remember when Lucky came in for the funeral of Nicholas at the time, and then he left that same day? It was like, bro, you literally flown in for like what, an hour or two for your brother's funeral, and then you just left. Did you even say goodbye to your kid? It is, Freddie. I wish Sam actually had that. Dolly says Lucky is in Salem's. Lucky is in Salem sleeping with Sloan, sleeping on Sloan's couch, calling himself Eric. Yes. Well, I mean, I'm not denying anything, Kyrie. It's. I got to really sit there and think about that terms because when you sit there and say deadbeat, what do you mean by that? Like he spent time with his sons. He did sit there and provide them with money and stuff like that. So, but he wasn't there as much as he should have been. That's what I'm sitting there saying. So I don't think it's really a simple yes or no when you really got to sit there and think about that. Um, I think it's just very easy to sit there and write off he was a deadbeat dad. Because what is the definition of a deadbeat dad when you stop to think about that? Johnson says, will the real Sonny Corinthos please step forward? Well, that's the problem. Susan said Jason has been an absentee dad. See, that's something that I can agree with, Susan, because a deadbeat and absentee is two different things. You can sit there and provide money and a good life and not necessarily be around, you know? Arnold says true. Liz did pass Jake off as Lucky's child. She only did that because Lucky was relapsing on blank, and she thought it was if Jake was Lucky's child, that would get him sober. Yes, and that was true in the beginning. But then once Jason found out that Jake was his son, that was on him. So that's very true. That's very true, Freddie. Ride or die. Now, Deluxe said Jason did not want his kids anywhere near the business. Yes, but that's why I'm sitting there separating the whole um that beef from absentee. And yes, he didn't want him around the business and stuff like that. But you can still come across as absentee, not necessarily mean that you're a deadbeat. You didn't love them, but you know. Orby says he raised Jake and Cameron as they were his own, and now he only cares for Aiden. Well, I'm definitely looking forward towards that, Jonathan, because I know Sam's going to be out of pocket, and I'm going to have to sit there and drag. I've been dragging so many people this week. It's just been. I wish that was the case, Dolly. If the actress is still there. Ron says, Albert, why did you and Nikisha have to get Passions canceled? Why? Because the Tabitha making baby endurance saying she was old enough to be a grandma, and why start the petition? But Ron, I did that by myself. Why you sneaking putting Nikisha in that? That was on me. That was on me. Ron, I take full credit for that. Okay? Stop trying to give my spotlight to somebody else. Okay. Harry says he doesn't love his kids. He shows more emotions to Michael than Danny. He barely wanted to tolerate his own sons. Jake's not even on his mind a little bit. He's Carly's minion, her and her spawns. Okay, well, that's an interesting take. I'll say that much. We can agree to disagree with that, but it's an interesting take. Johnson says, just like I take full credit for canceling poor Charles. I believe that. I really did like that show, but I believe that though. Now, Freddie says ever since Sonny's been in Nixon Falls, so crazy Nina, he's lost his edge. I can believe that. Honor says the reason Jason didn't get to spend time with Danny when he was first born, because remember, Jason was being held captive for 5 years, which wasn't his fault, by the way. See, people do tend to sit there and forget that when you always sit there and call Jason the deadbeat dad, which is kind of an out of pocket term. When you stop to think about it, 5 years is a long time. That's why I say it's a lot more complicated than most people sit there and just try to label it. And I get it. Sometimes people just don't like Jason, and it's just very easy to go with that narrative and to really sit there and kind of really dig deep and kind of dissect the situation. I mean, you could sit there and say that with a lot of situations. Oh, even the whole Trina situation today. I gave her smoke, but I also did sit there and give her a bit of grace too in other areas. All in all, I would still sit there and think that she was annoying as hell. Um, but you know, Freddie says maybe once Sonny stays with Ava, he gets some of his edge back. They were both and the mob. Maybe Ron, you figured me out. You're just too smart. Ron says, Albert, stop trying to cover up for her. You both planned this, especially with the petition saying that she's too old. Well, Ron, you're too smart. You saw right through me, Ron. Nothing gets past you. Duane says, Albert got fierce at Trina's cat. I didn't get fierce at Trina. Here's the thing, Duane. I was actually mild on Trina's character. I was mild on Trina's character. See, this is the thing that I would sit there and say, okay? Because when I give Jocelyn all the smoke, people don't get nearly as mad as when I gave Trina smoke. And I gave Jocelyn way worse smoke than I gave Trina. I'm just saying. Yeah, I was tame. Like I said, that's something that I always sit there and laugh about. Johnson says for the first few months of Danny's life, he was being raised in Llanview by Tia, who thought he was her son Victor. Oh, hmm, I didn't know that. Okay, all right. Well, Carrie's got a different opinion about it. Okay, yeah, Lashonda, yeah, I did. And to be fair, Lashonda, when I initially heard that Trina was going to be coming at Jocelyn, I planned on actually going a lot harder. I really did. I planned on going to her a lot harder. But then I watched and I was like, okay, you still piss me off. You still piss me off. But I don't think that people understand sometimes. When I sit there and say that no one is spared the rod, no one is spared. It's like, my goodness. I never gave. No, that's not true, Kyrie's. That's not true. I didn't give Jason a pass. I didn't agree with you on that particular matter, but I didn't give Jason a pass. See, I have other issues with Jason, but it's not that. So, yeah, I disagree with that. Freddie says, "But I know it's weird because Ava slept with Sonny's son Morgan, then switched his medication. But if it was a choice, I would choose Sonny and Ava over boring Mike, aka Sonny, and Nixon Falls and Nina." Have a good night, Francis. Thank you for joining. Yes, Freddie is interesting because I do miss the old Sonny. I do. I understand why Maurice chose to play. Okay. I know. Here's the thing, Caris. I never actually said he was a good father, but to sit there and say he's a deadbeat father, I feel like it's inaccurate. So, to be fair, Caris, I never actually once sat there and say he was a good father. Although those weren't the words I actually said. But like I miss the old Sonny. Just to answer that question much more simple. So I agree with you on that, Freddie. But I also understood why the actor chose to go a lighter tone. Lashanta says Kyrie's hate on Jason, but defends Jordan crazy. Yeah, see that's also true. Ron says, "Well, Albert, you won't be able to get Days of Our Lives canceled because your petition will be denied only if you make a deal with Mr. Alar." Hmm. So that's how I can get it. That's how I can get it approved, Ron. If I work with Mr. Alar, that's good to know. Thank you, Ron. Well, of course, Jonathan. I agree with that. See, my whole thing with Jason, and I'll sit there and say this, is when Jason always talks about how he loves his kids and this, that, and the third. But I'm like, well, if you really did love them, you would sit there and try to get out the mouth. You would you wouldn't prioritize Carly's kids more than your own kids. That's what annoys me about Jason. So I never actually said he was a good father. Just saying. Now, like I said, I no one is spared the rod. Not Jason, not Sunny, not Trina, not Jocelyn, not Carly, not Nina. But I have my reasons why I come at specific characters. Susan says I can get into some good storylines if they put Ava and Sunny together. They could get up. I would definitely sit there and say they're a good pair, and the fact that they both are in the mob business, they would understand each other. They can bounce off ideas with each other. I think they would be a really good team. I'll say that much. Even though they have a past that most people would disagree with them being together. Lashanta says you take up for Danny's washed up blank but hate on Jason. Autumn says, heck, I said Jason doesn't need to go back and work with Sonny at all. He should use that time up and spend with his kids, not working for Sonny. He needs to step up and be there for them. Yes. Now, Freddie's, it's okay. Now, Freddie says Jason is not a deadbeat. A deadbeat is where a man has never been there for their child's life at all. Now, with Jason, he's been in and out of Danny and Jace's life. I wouldn't say, I would say absentee. That's yes. Yeah, that's what I was sit there and say. Like when he was in the car with Sonny, when he was in the car with Sonny, when he was in the car with Sonny, he was like, I really love those kids, this, that, and the third. I was like, bro, You say one thing, but you're doing something else. That don't sit right with me. But I agree with Freddie's statement. Thank you, Jess. Yes. Johnson says Jason has taken both Danny and Jake to baseball games. And Tracy Steves. I think Sonny will eventually take Nina back, but he may hook up with Ava short term, which will cause some drama, and I am here for it. I'm here for it. Cat Lady says Jason is a deadbeat or lucky. Okay, so there go Cat Ladies in the stirring the pot. Oh, of course, Freddie. No, that's what I said. Like, I agree with what you're saying. There you go, Cat Lady. Stirring that pot with that wooden spoon that we don't talk about. Ain't that right, Jess? That's right. Cat Lady is stirring that pot. That wooden spoon that we don't talk about. And I think only a couple of people actually know what that joke is. So, see, Laura B knows what that joke is. That needs to do better. See. Okay, so Laura B knows. Obviously, Jess knows the joke. Obviously, and Kathleen knows the joke too. Okay. It'd be interesting one day when he just randomly shows up too. But all right, this was fun, but I do got to sit there and call it a night because I do got to wake up way too early in the morning. This is fun though. I want to thank everyone for joining. Um, this is a lot of fun. I'm glad people kept it civil when it came towards Trina because I was not going to have that tonight. I knew this was going to be somewhat of a Trina roasting, so I'm glad that people were on their best behavior. So yes, have a good night, Cherry Ice Cream. Have a good night, Autumn. Have a night, Laura B. Have a good night, Blackmon. It's not, honestly, to tell you the truth, it's really not, Jonathan. But have a good night, my friend. Have a good night, Cat Lady, gorgeous Cat Lady. Have a good night, Lady J. Have a good night, Lashanta. Have a good night, Duan. And to be honest, Duan, I was light. Okay, she got a little toasted. Okay, she got a little toasted. Duan, you know I can go a lot harder. Join us next time for another edition of Soul Talk with Bostic. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, Jonathan. Always. Have a good night, Duan. Have a good night, Darby. Have a good night, gorgeous Cat Lady. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit the like button on the way out. Thank you. We do have 38 people. So it really does help. Freddie, Albert lucky when was the last time he's seen Ada not a visitor or a text, nothing, but he's constantly traveling the world. That basically a deadbeat right there. Hmm. Have a good night, Susan R. Lashanta says you didn't give Trina half the roast you gave Josh. I didn't, Lashanta, and you know I could have. But I will sit there and say this much: if Trina does something else to piss me off, she may get even harder than Josh. And then some of the Sabrina fans ain't really gonna like me. But lately I've been a prince of pissing people off, so I'm cool with that. Well, just like I said, if she does something to piss me off, she may get it even harder than Josh. So, and I may not sit there and give a trigger warning. Ron says, Albert, I know that you want Everett to knock up both Stephanie and Jada at the same time. Just admit it. You're right, Ron. I do admit it. You're just too smart for me. Tracy says, I'm ready to see Ava and Nina go at it. Ron says, how much worse could you be on Trina? I guess you have to just sit there and wait and find out like everyone else. Yes, happy Monday as well, Tracy. Thank you for joining. Well, thank you, Freddie. I'm so glad that you were here. I appreciate you always. Um, Whenever you get to come through the chat, appreciate you, Stem. Thank you. And see, Tracy knows the joke. Tracy knows the joke. And that's what happens when you're a member. You know what the joke is. Speaking of members, I'm putting out a video tonight, so definitely check that out. All right, have a good night, everyone. Oh, relax, Duan. Like Jess and LaShanta said, I was actually pretty light on her. And you've seen me go harder. So, like I said, she got toasted. She got toasted. All right, everyone. Have a great night. I will see you in the next live stream. Laters.